Welcome to the Houston Business Hour. It's Friday, so that means it's Mark Jeffrey of You Build It and myself, Kevin Price.
I'm here.
And we're glad to talk to you today about you and the real estate business. And really, the real estate business has a profound impact on the entire economy. And so,
absolutely.
And so we're glad to be able to talk about it. And we're not only talking about on the big picture level, which we always tend to do. We talk about what's going on the macro level and how it's affecting individual businesses and that type of thing, but also opportunities for individuals and ways individuals can change their lives through real estate and that type of thing. And we like to do that. And on today's program, we're delighted to have Steve Levine of Real Estate Executive Magazine and of SteveLevineMedia.com. And he's brought a guest, Bob Cook. Bob was on our show last week, and we're delighted to have him on again. And I tell you, the information that you have as the chairman of the Houston Association of Realtors is really phenomenal, and we're delighted to have you back again.
Well, thank you very much for having me again.
And I think what I think is really important is that you've done a very, very good job of articulating how positive our real estate market is and really helping people to understand the differences of why Houston continues to prosper and maybe other parts of the country are not. And I want to spend a little bit of time doing that on today's program. But I also wanted to give Steve Levine an opportunity to talk about the magazine and how individuals are chosen to be in the magazines. Of course, you're somewhat of an exception to the rule simply because of the fact that you are chairman. He wants to focus on that, chairman, every year because, frankly, it's about the most important position in real estate in the Houston market, as you well know. And so, but I always like to find out more about the magazine itself. And so, Steve, why don't you just jump in?
Well, thank you, Kevin and Mark. Good to be back on the show with you today. Real Estate Executive Magazine is a publication for and about the top 3,000 real estate agents. Each one qualifies for their copy. It's an honor to get one. Centerpiece of the magazine is a cover story about one of their own put there by a 23-member advisory board. They nominate them, they vote on them. Each October, we shine the spotlight on the current chairman of the board of the Houston Association of Realtors, and all the chairmen or past chairmen are on my board as well. And this year it's Rob Cook. And Rob was very involved with HAR, which is the Houston Independent Real Estate Brokers Association, and really carved the way for a voice for the small independent brokers to have a voice in the Houston Association of Realtors. So he's really done a lot for all the independent real estate brokers and offices in Houston. So I'm proud to have him on my advisory board, and I'm proud to have him on the cover of this HAR Expo issue, which is one we take to the trade show this coming Thursday at the Reliance Center.
Yeah, you wanted to make sure you got that plug in. You already got it in right there at your very opening, so that's great.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so let's jump in. Let's talk a little bit about Houston real estate. Why Houston real estate continues to blow and go, and why others aren't as fortunate. Talk a little bit about that, Rob.
Okay, well, let me give you a quick snapshot of the market. Right now, we have, a lot of people have heard about the subprime loans, and this seems to really only impact the market that's between 80 and 150, and it actually has taken a decrease on that, and I think most people can kind of see that happening because the people who relied on these subprime loans, that's how they got into the homes, and home builders use that quite a bit to get first-time home buyers in. And subprime loans, not necessarily you had bad credit. A lot of times it's that you put zero down or you borrowed 106%, which would be the entire purchase amount plus your closing costs, and it may have some sort of escalating factor in it. And once those things start escalating and people start paying full taxes on it, a lot of them just couldn't afford them. So that segment of the market the credit has tightened. But what we're seeing in like the 250 to 500, we had about a 12% increase. In the 500 and over, we had a 25%, almost 26% increase.
That's amazing. Yeah, it is.
It's phenomenal. And in anyone who understands real estate markets, we have about a 6.2 month supply. In most markets, slightly a seller's market still that rate. 7 to 8% a real balanced market. And you start getting a 9 to 10 month supply of homes, it starts leaning towards the buyer's